Today, the 10th day of November 2020. The best day, not the year. We'll make it continue. We want for Leone table within the 2020 Millennium Challenge Scorecard bring out for Salon. Inside that scorecard, we learn say out of 20 categories them, we pass 13 out of the 20 Millennium Challenge, then scorecard indicator. Now 13 9 we pass. And last year we say na 79% 9 we make. This year we make 81%. But we'll go come look inside them. Let us see waiting really the inside day for we. But before that, make we look waiting the COVID-19 status update. Say today for we na Salon. The labs them be able for analyze 561 test them. 561 tests now in the labs them be able for analyze. And after this analysis, not only one now be turn out for be positive. And this one being come out from Western Area Urban. Western Area Urban, now the one new case being come out. Because of that one new case there, we don't get a total number of 2,386 people now they don't confirm COVID-19 positive na Salon. For the past 24 hours, nobody not lost in life to COVID-19 na Salon. So we still stand at 74. For the past 24 hours, nobody not recover from COVID-19 na Salon. So we still stand at 1,813. The total number of people that were still in quarantine na 98. The one that were on discharge na 11,026. Make we see within the Mano River Union countries them get for today. Guinea today get 12 new cases, Liberia 0, Sierra Leone 1, and Ivory Coast 19. So a total number of 32 cases now come out from the Mano River Union countries them for today. The cumulative deaths, Sierra Leone 74, Guinea 74, Liberia 82, and Ivory Coast 126. This one give you a total number of 356 na the Mano River Union countries them. Make we see waiting the big idea. You know, say Salon, get in there. And we don't slack for the share more, but then share. So let us just go through waiting the big idea for this week. Waiting he say waiting you sabi, but 1 meter. If they say social distancing make you stay 1 meter apart, you sabi am? If they ask you how you go describe saying and so 1 meter look like, now you know the big idea for this week here. And the week now from the 8th of November to the 14th of November 2020. Now so they say coronavirus they spread when we spray with tiny pits, where they come on our mouth, where they call liquid droplets, or we nose. As we they talk, we they sing, we they cough, or we they sneeze. Or where other person do the same. They say the closer where they get to we safe, now so easy for make we spray that small thing where they come out where we safe not able for see. So the better chance where we get now for make we stay apart from we safe, make we not get close to we safe. Especially where we not wear mask. Now that make them bring social distancing. They say social distancing they help for protect ourselves and protect other people from COVID-19. Social distancing means say at least you for team up far away from your company where now 1 meter. 1 meter you for team up far away from your company at least. They say the distance go left room for if that person there mistakenly pull waiting in the pull line no so a month, you no go able for reach you. They say the more space where you give the other person, now the safer now it go be for you and for that person there. They say for some of we, imagine 1 meter can be challenging. So instead, they say it can be helped for picture the length of your hand where you stretch you and them. Or the length of waiting 1 lapa. And so we stretch you hand or the length of 1 lapa. Or 1 wheelbarrow. Or you put 2 table lamb. Or 3 goats. When I say 2 table, all man get your table size. Because table go on. Let's say 2 table lamb or 3 goats. Even the goat safe. You forget the mature one, not the picking goats. But anyway, now waiting the big idea saying. They say so, waiting at least 1 meter look like to you. They say make you let we know how you the picture social distancing for protect yourself and other people them. Salon talking about social distancing right now, where people are not even wear face mask again. But it is what it is. Social distancing should be in place. So then they ask question and say, if they ask you say waiting now 1 meter, how you go able for describe them? You say for taking 1 lapa, or you put 2 table, or you put 3 goats. Now you go make 1 meter for you. Or you stretch your hand. Okay. Make you can go inside we program proper for today. The 2020 Millennium Challenge. Not too long ago, the CEO of MCC, Bingo Salon, I don't know if you remember, we've been dealing with that one day, Naya. Waiting that one day be tell we that day. He be tell we say, all waiting, then be say, then they put in place for that $44.4 million where the Millennium Challenge be able for say themselves go put for strengthening with water business and other things them na salon how far they don't go. Judge Kamara say 1 lapa easy for make people then go recall okay. He say but the one way go be easier to not to then humanize it. How may I not sabi Judge Kamara na insi. Okay. I know say yesterday a lot of people don't see the posting. If you get opportunity this morning for listening 98.1, you go down here about how we make headlines by the Millennium Challenge. But make a give it first, waiting the press release of the government of Sierra Leone say. I'm not going to read them all totally, but one part in the way I think so you need for your. They say this now waiting the press release from the government of Salon say. It says Sierra Leone continue an impressive performance on the Millennium Challenge Corporation Scorecard for the fiscal year 2021 with a back-to-back passing of 13 indicators, the highest way Salondo ever score on the MCC scorecard. They say this remarkable achievement gives Sierra Leone the highest number of passes among countries within the Mano River Union. Inside 2019, Sierra Leone be passed the fiscal year 2020 scorecard with 11 indicators. Inside this year, for 2021 scorecard, Sierra Leone secure an additional 2 indicators, when are immunization rate and inflation. This now waiting at the read to you so now from the government of Sierra Leone. They say in the case of control of corruption, Sierra Leone not only passed this indicator for the past 3 years, it also improved each year. Sierra Leone don't move from not only passing the control of corruption indicator in 2017 with a score of 49%, but for another score inside 2018 of 71% and now 81% inside this year in your scorecard. It says Sierra Leone they're among the top 10 performers of the control of corruption inside the income category. I hope so they listen. See now we can talk about corruption. Well, when I everything the Millennium Challenge say. In the area of education, Sierra Leone don't make great progress on primary education expenditure from spending less than 1% inside 2017 to increasing expenditure to 2.99% of we GDP on the year's scorecard. This is more than 200% increase. They say them fund there, then they use for implement government in free and quality education initiative where they support over 2.5 million picking them for a brighter future. Sierra Leone also move from scoring around 80 to 84% on immunization rate over the last 5 years to 94% immunization rate this year for measles and okay, this will go left and give them doctors them. But a DPT 3 and we get for do it's tetanus. It's low left handy because all the one we go down now. So the left that one they did. Now then they didn't tell we say Salone don't pass back to back. Back to back. That's now from the government of Sierra Leone. But yesterday, the ambassador for United States, Ambassador Maria Buya, we go hand over the scorecard to President Bio na status. Through 98.1, let we listen how this event been like.
I have the honor and privilege to formally hand over to you the scorecard and to congratulate the government and the people of Sierra Leone for passing 13 of the indicators. You know, not just passing, but really doing a superlative job.
The U.S. ambassador to Salone, where it be the hand over the Millennium Challenge Corporation scorecard to President Biona State House. And as people can know, the Millennium Challenge Corporation, now foreign aid agency, where they help country them for fet proto economic development and for make any country get access to the copper, where then they give for improve access to reliable light and other one them, then get certain standard where then they look for before they support any country. Where one of them standard here, now forget at least 10 out of the 20 standard them where then they look out for. In Salone, don't pass this scorecard with 13 out of the 20. As Maria Briwa continue for talk about the area them where the country do good work pa.
Sierra Leone has passed 13 of the 20 indicators, more than they've ever passed in any time before, and 2 more indicators than last year. So we are very proud, and we congratulate the people and the government of Sierra Leone on this. Probably the one that is the most noteworthy is control of corruption. Last year it was 79%, this year 81%. Again, this is per World Bank and Brookings. So it's not just the U.S., but really an international set of scores that looks at corruption here in Sierra Leone. So really done very well. Certainly the education components, primary education expenditures, how much money is the government spending on education has gone up to 90%. Girls' primary completion rate gone up to 65%. Immunization rates up to 63%. This is how many children are being immunized. These are really foundational to how the government and the society will perform, not just now, but well into the future. So these are very significant indicators, and we're just very happy to see it.
Yeah, I'm seeing a green light on freedom of information. Does that mean that we passed that also?
Yes, freedom of information. Again, that's, I believe, 85%. So really doing very well. Certainly the repeal of the criminal libel law is certainly part of that general trend. I will say, though, that the indicators are largely looking at performance over the last year. So actually the freedom of information was increased before the libel law was formally repealed, I think partially because of the moves this government made to begin the repeal process. So,
where he talk, the president, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, say, with this Millennium Challenge Scorecard rating, can making governments can always want for do good work for past this benchmark.
A more objective evaluation of what we are doing, especially as it relates to energy and water, which are very important components. The threshold program has been a great help, and we hope that the foundation laid by the threshold program will actually help us to build on that sector, the two sectors. But the fact that the MCC score is also an aggregation of different independent groups. For me, I always look forward to seeing how well we are faring.
The Millennium Challenge Corporation gets units and the vice president in office. Also the CEO for this unit, Ndei Koma, they talk about efforts them where the country make for reach this standard and waiting the country need for improve on.
So I think say the thing that they see say we need for improve now that area where then they call economic freedom. So indicator then they way like fiscal policy, where they look at areas then like access to credit. So now then thing then they we want for look for improve. But I understand say other people then they help in that area they. So we get support we get for CAM from the World Bank for doing business reforms. We also get for spend resources and for improve access to credit. So now that area then they we look one for perform better next year for we continue for improve that scorecard day.
Madam Koroma end up say Salon they do more work for meet up for the MCC threshold support couple where the country forgets. For Radio Democracy, me na Waniga Oja.
One for tell Waniga Oja thank you, and Radio Democracy thank you for that report today. You don't hear how it be happen na status. You say out of 20 indicators then we pass 13. Now we pass. It still left 7. The one day we left, we can't look what's happen there. Absolutely, the scorecard go bring investments in a salon. Make I just take this one quick before they begin come with the panelists then. I thought Toka say, he say in belief say they not increase tax now attacking. He say the thing is they don't make the system correct, they make them right. So people then they pay the correct amount and the right tax and people then they pay. He say first time that the workers them be the profits. After talker, I don't know when last you ship Nawataki and make you clear container or any goods not the key. So I think say if you be don't do them before and you do them now, I think say the statement where you make so for say they not increase nothing. Now the workers then be the profits. I know one for agree with Andesa. Because if let me use an example, yeah? 2016. If I clear a car for 7 million, then 2019, the same car, I clear for 16 million. And you say increase no be did. So you want to tell me say na be that amount they be supposed for charge? I just give that example, they make we able to forget and understand in there. So you want to say now that amount they be supposed for charge, where they not charge? I don't think so. But everybody will get business now the port. Gonna say things are expensive now the port right now. And the tax them high. Make a call to Usmantoli, make we hear from him. What in he get for it today? Yes, Usmantoli, you get the platform, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the opportunity for comment on the MCC Scorecard 2020. We also call the financial year 2021 Scorecard, just the same. First of all, I think you make some strong point, Triple A. There are areas that we still get for look at in terms of why the politicians they always worry in terms of their perceptions of the air, because it can impact on some of them projects here we talk about, like the Millennium Corporation Challenge MCC Scorecard. No wonder then they see politicians and they come publicly, they refuse to accept all the perceptions of the way they come inside. This is a clear example for sure. You get a lot of implications on the project we talk about. To start with, AAA, as you clearly listen to the CEO of the MCC Scorecard Salon, it makes it quite clear there are a lot of implications when you talk about the MCC Scorecard. Let us just explain some of the implications here before we go into detail in terms of the MCC. One of the biggest implications in terms of the MCC is that it helps for building international as well as national reputation. What do we mean here? You clearly listen to the CEO, see when they go in the rooms here, then get a conversation, then you look at the scorecard, then deliberate on those issues. You say Salon, well, they do well in terms of this, they don't do well on this, and don't do well on that. No, so they take great view. And also in terms of investors, then, some of the international investors, then, they will look at all the report here. So it gets a lot of economic implications. And also, the MCC scorecard, it gets, as you listen to in terms of the selection process, you get what we call the threshold as well as the compact one. Right now, Salon Bay by the threshold, we get $44.4 million. Then they disburse them over a given period of time for long carry out continue for invest now the energy as well as the water sector, where is still highly problematic now in the country. And another very interesting implication is the motivational aspect of it, because where government they get a kind of score, they motivate them to do more. That is to say, we don't get good results. No, continue for work hard. No, we continue for work hard. In terms of national motivation, in terms of national reputation, doubtless that some people then will look at and say, the government they do well. Voters alike say the government they do well in this area, so why we'll give them a second chance? So these are some of the implications that we talk about the MCC scorecard. But again, AAA, we look at some of the areas them where they not do well. We listen to the CEO and talk about fiscal policy. By the way, fiscal policy is about government, how much government they spend and how government they raise money through taxation and other areas then. Yeah? That they say they not do well. Yeah? That is more than apparent. We know, say, although the government they make progress in terms of raising revenue through, revenue mobilization, but think about the way how they spend them back as well in terms of the wage bill, So all those things, then they take them into account when they talk about the MCC scorecard. And the other area, again, in terms of government effectiveness, in terms of government effectiveness, that's an area, again, where the government failed. We know clearly, this covers areas like in terms of how the government competent enough to attract, people and for start businesses, talk about areas like economic freedom, all the area it needs for let the government concentrate for improve on those areas. Although, they're making progress, but more needs to be done. And the good things, the other good things we also don't forget is that in the Mano River Union, Sierra Leone, nine performed the second best after Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire beat Salon, I think it's only one indicator. So meaning Sierra Leone, they do well in that area. It is also important, I think he mentioned that, the CEO mentioned that when they make then analysis, when they make then based on comparison, it's possible that the score will get so, not to say maybe we do extremely well. It depends on how other countries then perform. Because now they compare most of the time. If, for example, Salon maybe do on average and do well, other countries then perform very badly, it will come out as, a good thing for Salon because other countries will not do well. So it's all about comparative data, and you compare data with other, especially those, we are the low-income countries then. Then you compare with countries then, all they are the same status. All they are the same status. But it's important to note that at this point in time, we didn't have the threshold. And this project, I think it expire in 2021. By then, we'll expect, if Salon, will get all the $44.4 million where we expect the government to spend on the critical areas, which is light and electricity. Perhaps you go argue AAA. Maybe that is why the government, they relax on issues like the electricity and water supply, because they rely on donations. Don't forget, they expect, say, maybe next time Sierra Leone will be, they will select me for the compact, so that, don't forget, the compact one is the much more beneficial one, because here they expect high amount, now transformational thing, where they put in another compact this way. While as a threshold, as the name implies, you get a threshold, you get a limit of, say, $44.5 million, but within the compact one, I think it's much more higher sum with transformational. Perhaps it will help with our water and energy sector for bring a sustainable water and electricity. Maybe in other countries, government and they relax over those things. Then the ABOP say, maybe one day Salon and will select them. But overall, it's a good thing for the country, AAA, because it gets benefits where they bring in our country. Because if we perform well, as you listen to the CEO in terms of the threshold, it's possible that in other projects, other programs, Sierra Leone will be selected. So if we do well, especially in the areas that we'll say we're spending money, we spend it wisely, as you listening to the CEO, maybe next time then we'll select you for other areas. And also, as I said before, in terms of international reputation, it gets big implication there. So I will stop here
Before you go, Usman, quick one.
Sir?
You think, say, because some of the indicators here, not they show now the lives of the average Sierra Leonean. You think, say, we dey try for, as a government, we dey try for make the books then look right, so that at the end of the day, we go make that big mark, we'll go get this, come on at this threshold and get the big one we all anticipate, say we need, that's alone?
Okay, to be honest with you, AAA, some of the indicators there, the way that they assess this thing, you want to understand how they assess the indicators then. And get some of the indicators, when are critical indicators then, such as the control of corruption. Those are critical ones then, yeah? Equal needs, you know. But what will they try for talk here? It's possible, AAA, because you listen to the CEO say some of the information where then they get, where you get UNESCO, you talk about the World Bank, you know, sometimes then they get information, data from the government itself. So then they collect data from different sources, yeah? It could be from the government, it could be a perception survey, you know, it could be Afrobarometer they talk about, yeah? So different ones then. And it depends on it depends on what in the survey that they see. To be honest with you, some of these surveys it could be they're sometimes subject to bias. There's bias sometimes, you know. So truly, we don't say some of them here, you know, they reflect on we the citizens. Then we don't discuss about this before. Some of them here not reflect on so, but also critically, AAA. One thing you have to understand, we talk about comparative. We compare with other countries. It's possible that, you know, we get high mark because other countries are not doing well. Not necessarily because we don't do very well, but just because mostly the other countries are maybe not doing well. So therefore, they give me more. So now so they wait and here.
All right. Thank you very much, Usman Toli. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, we don't get from Usman Toli. Say the ratings them. If they want and they not do good, even if we not move no side, we'll be able to see you talk them. If we team up one green side, if we not move, as long as they want and they fall, that be say we don't do good. Because now comparison, now then they do. Make a count, doctor, make we hear you. Waiting and get for we. Yes, Dr. Aisatuka Kejalo, you get a platform.
Hi, and good evening, everyone. I hope everybody did well. And happy birthday to AAA. I'm sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wishing you many more years to come, good health, happiness, and success. So I'm sure everybody we need to hear how you say, like, a celebration sound. Come on, put it on. Everybody's clapping wherever they are right now. I know that for sure. Okay, well, we wish you all the best. Thanks to Usman Toli. I hope you stay out there safe. And in terms of today, you know, the score will be, you know, we country probably they celebrate. From the last time, I know so we can get a 79, a score of 79. And just looking at what the 13 out of 20, if we even do them based on a percentage, that's 65. I don't think we're doing well. You know, this is just the truth. You know, there are certain things that are very fundamental for Lowy country really look forward to and say, you know what, I think we head in the right direction. So for me, the score way we get, not a score way I'm going to be happy about as a Sierra Leonean. You know, it no matter whether, you know, other countries then do poorly or not. You know, you mentioned here when you talk about child health. where it be say, you already see somebody become, develop, somebody go through adulthood and become something and successful in the country for make an impact. You have to get through that, those stages, get out of that, in a healthy environment and making sure that we get, all the basic things and way person need for like you really climb the ladder or the hierarchy of Maslow. So for me, if they not meet the first three things that we come to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I just feel say we are not there yet, and they really have to look at it now, on a percentage base. If we were at 79 or 73, why are we going in that direction? So we should always strive for better, right? So I not see that. And then for me, Salone needs to, like whoever is governing us right now, I know it's a challenging task because something that been wrong for so long, for you to turn it around would take a lot of focus, would take a lot of hard work. But the hard work, they're not put outside and supposed to put the hard work. They're supposed to put the hard work into these basic, things and where we feel say we country need people that need not the country. And if they're not able to help me with that, it's really. It's bad. It's bad. And I have to say this, physiological needs, you talk about, the air, the water for be clean, people for feel comfortable about, shelter, and then, those are just basic things we're talking about here. And then you went on to safety, you go on to, employment in health, which that is second one, that the ladder. If you take a look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you're dealing with your physiological needs, and then you're dealing with safety. Under safety, we fail there big time. So we really need to try to strategize things and how we go able for help with country, get sustainable light and water until we get those things. And, and healthcare for understand, say, people are not need for die from some illnesses, then we be say, if they get proper diagnosis, then we will overcome that illness and become something in our society. But people they die, women that they die during childbirth, and we infant mortality rate is very high. United States, you say now 1 in 1,000, and then in Salone, that's way higher than that. So, like even if we go start digging in all the statistics on the data, but we barely get any data in terms of all these things. So how we go even try for fix things if we need to do enough research in the country for say, what, this line they happen, these are the number of children them they get every year, but how many of them when they born healthy? How many of them when they born, and go into even finish, like the preschool age or even become a teenager without encountering some health issues them. So I think we are failing, Tripoli, and this is something we as Sierra Leoneans needs to talk more about and make the government see that they need for help the country in move them focus on other things and way we know say in order for come anytime soon and focus on the light, focus on the water, focus on the healthcare, and everything else will fall into place the moment we solve this. And last night we brother Patrick mentioned something. He said about 50% of the problem then are Salone. If we fix the water, we fix the light, trust me, all the other things then will come into play. It will become a smooth ride. Right now, the ride is bumpy. So we need to ensure that, we fix those three things right now. And without that, we cannot move past it. It's always going to be about saying something and we're not meeting the expectation and we're not setting the priorities that we need for set these things. These first 2 years should have been focusing on these things and ensuring that we get sustainable light, get electricity and water. And then trust me, everything else is going to be fine. But if we can't do that, then they're not ready for us to move past where we are right now at think that they me one left farm because I know this is not an ongoing topic. Now something what we hope say, we go able to overcome within the next, few months if they want for one. That not if they really want for one, because I'm sure there is funds to put into these areas that would help take care of it. Don't be fixing things. Rather try to develop on things or try to make things happen. Right? So all I see we doing in that country right now, what do I see what they do? Just the patch things them. Don't stop for the patch and try for build something, get a good foundation, and Bumuna will get. Don't think that Bumuna is not good enough. Fix Bumuna to the point that you can find another hydro. We have enough water in that country to use to help us with electricity. Where other countries, they build more than 1, 2, we are still focusing on even not to get one. That is not good for Help Salon. You're not good for Help Salon, and this is heartbreaking, and this is sad to talk about. Every time we have to talk about this, because you know what? If he did it, we're not going to talk about them. We're going to focus on other things. But right now, until these two things are done, we can't talk about anything else. That's really helpful. When are we going to have a healthcare system that will keep our people in the country, that will keep economy in the country, right? So make your people healthy first, and then everything else will happen for them. Employment and all the other things that we talk about will come. So I just hope for the best for Sierra Leone. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah. Usman, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. And thanks to the previous analysts, Dr. Kake and Mr. Usman Toli. And thanks to you. And then on behalf of everyone, you as the CEO for we at the Center Network, I go send this one for you. Say, we did dance for you. Oh, happy birthday to you. Yeah. You go live long. We did dance for you. Oh, happy birthday to you. You go live long. We did dance for you. God bless you and live longer and let God continue.
Thank you very much, Usman.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome.
Yes,
looking at this way, MCC issue, this Millennium Challenge Corporation, what they get for institutes. I think the institute in 2004 by America for help poor people and that was poor countries. Was developing countries, not specific. So then try for do an incentive, like when they say, if you go do this, the picking, you don't say this picking and one work. So it is fair way for get an incentive for say, when you go do this work here, we can give you this chocolate here. Or when you go do this work here, I will carry you on a beach, or I will buy for you, I will carry go look film. So that's like the other way would have been there for brain, for let the developing countries, and then choose some few countries and then they merge them. Like we like the Mano River Union, they merge with like West Africa. So then they look and waiting that they do. And they look into 3 sectors, 3 broad categories. One are the economic freedom, the ruling, they rule people them, the just one, and then they get how they invest into people them. The investment really put into human resource. And then each of them they get different indicators. They get 8 indicators from the economic, because they're not the main framework of any country. And the backbone. And then you get the ruling, just 1 as 6 indicators. Then the investment for each of people, and then give them 6. So then total to 20. So the 20 indicators, then put the specific one way more una forget, one at the economic side. In other words, what they say how for una manage the economy and how una go able to develop business for kind of the country. And then they look at the health sector. So they get different indicators in each of these, especially the fiscal one, where it belongs to the economic freedom. Which type of freedom una get in the economy? Una get good economy in terms of inflation, or una get good land rights in terms of how people they get their rights, women they get right for get land. or how people they get land tenure system, and how the policies and they behind the whole thing they go on. So they put them into subsection and take for count. But the area where that the most important one are that fiscal area or that economic side. So they try for say now what they go do? They go into the people them, one of the community, in what way they introduce the transparency for international for letting go able for car inside this. In that way they employ them. Not say they give them work, but then take the scene and then why I go get forget the information we need. Because the information are based on collective one. Then they collect the information and then they bring on a table. Two stage. So the only way they collect the information, the data, where they try to show this MCC, then scorecard evaluation, then get back the IMF who involved, then get the Freedom House, when they get UNESCO. Then even ACC, then they extract information from them, but based on perspective. But the area of that Transparency International, you remember, it relates to the so-called the barometer, Afro-barometer, where the Institute for Government Reform and the Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law would have been get for institute. So that comes by the area of perception. So themselves been get for Gideon Young. But this particular report, now from 2019, so anything will happen from that last stage day, they come to this year, wouldn't get so, it not include still. Especially when you look at the inflation. By then, the inflation was not too high. Taxation, then they just start. So you go look, say that inflation, it will get for affect. Maybe we don't know what in the next year will get for be. But what I try for say there, now the year last year, they don't take the brain. But these are all based on previous foundations who they be done day, who they be done set up, where they can build upon. The ACC be done day. Other things they be done day. So when they come, they reform them. So they say, would they try to implement ACC and would they go further for bring the Commission of Inquiry, the COI. So that therefore fall into the score. So in other words, how we are able to handle the economy, waiting we are able to chase them, waiting the car inside, waiting the go, how we are the manager, we are the look who's they go. So that one they get for fall into that one day. Not only the outcome of this Commission of Inquiry, now the implementation of them. So in other words, the method where they apply, the implementation of anything where they say when they implement, some of them, they see them, people they see how it work. Some of them, na paperwork for say, when I don't do this, when I don't give right to the picking them, when I don't try for put a law, when I don't try for implement, say, when they can't try for find a way for put the lie by law. Because the lie by law, they will not put on the table they come. You know, I mean, they don't put on a table. So because you don't get a table, they say you don't go to parliament, they don't receive them. So that's alone back go on the scorecard. You not go on the scorecard of this year of how they get for go about the asset today. So we all come to question we don't do before and build upon them. Then if you look to the transformative impact when the woman they try to talk about, you go look say why they not score good for immunization. Why they not score good from other area they put a woman policy and the land rights. You go see say now because of one, you go see say the transparency not being there for certain things in terms of data and the collection where the woman emphasize on. So if the transformative areas them way then they try to talk about, then they try to see them they implement them in the way where it will reflect on the people and benefit one. So you will see say the immunization before don't go fine in the past years because one, the electricity not been big. The time when immunization been they go, certain areas they not been reach. Forget that thing they are. Now, only sometime between 2016 and 17, they implement that mass immunization for go up to Kailawa and other areas at the extreme far end because of roads and the way where they keep the chain work of the vaccine. So because of the chain work of the vaccine, a free tongue and certain place and they get and provinces. So by the time it will reach the one we get for get them, with the basic immunization, you know, go get them. So you see say electricity that it need for backup this particular transformative impact. If the woman they talk about compact, that area they go able for look. And then it talk about the voice of the people then. Who say the voice will come up? The voice of the people then go listen up. The voice of the one that way will come for give a report of the perspective, then go listen up. Or then go able for introduce another method wherein they say the method we don't put on that decentralization, waiting we will apply there so that we will able for get a feedback on waiting we don't do so far if it impact on people or waiting the people they need. But these then things are not things that we practical because people then will get houses say like Aberdeen. Now come to the infrastructure now. The area of Aberdeen, when they say they bring water, all that was called a experimental thing what they do. For see if this thing will work now, when I saw una get for expander, we left and give una. Now a special body will come, they run that program there with EU and other projects them. They say, well, they can implement something where they pump the water. All they need now the force and the size of the pipe. So the people that will be the rights of Aberdeen, now then they get water, because that particular thing, they will force the pressure of the water for go uphill, they don't go put on there. So this is an experimental thing where they will see that they survey with. So he left to una now, I wanna say, una therefore put this here in practice. So if the people and therefore pay una back money or reward una MCC because of their area there, while una develop them, una will think about saying, let we go add more of their machine there, we'll go buy them, bring them. Now we think of the electricity, now we try down the Bumbuna. Now we try put the other hydro, small hydro, the owner say, we add them up and beef up the hydro system. So it will be excess and sufficient and reliable network and electricity and sustainable electricity for both the country go able for develop. Then look at the other area wherein they say back uppers, wherein they say investment inside the climate, and then in terms of the way where they were able to encourage business for Canada the country. Then they get a system where they will introduce, say, when you want business in the country, now the chairman, I think now the vice chairman, now the vice president, and now the chairman and the president, and then we don't get that sector there. And we don't open a special body. So when you go around, you open business, you get to go through them. So they were able for see, they don't treat you wrong. But I don't see that one day it come to effect it so far. Instead, as I say, some areas, we don't just bring a kind of a monopoly part from business them. So that area, they have been saying they get for look into them, whether they get for change the body we're responsible for them, or then waiting at the body, they get for look into them, because the trade policies then they get for bring the area of development where they get for see they come with privatization. So the privatization will only come if they get for look into the area for see, would they change the policies, the way people and they come, how they will get for pass, which road the way will go. You not only 1, 2 step, 3 step, you don't make your business. Then the taxation will make sure it's fair to the person who don't come. If not possible, a home-based person, when a salon person, we're looking to encouraging him more. If not possible, foreign, they will walk into a taxation wherein it will be a taxation where will benefit the people there, and the one they will work, they will employ. So these are all the areas where I see the MCC and get for bring into. It's quite a broad one, but all I get for say, the best way we get for do look at balance of investment. How they will able to balance the investment into areas of priorities. That we able for make them score more for the coming years. And thanks very much for giving the platform. And I hope say this they will able to look into exactly data collection and transparency. Because that one the other people that will work on. Because they don't can left give the work to the government. So that they get left now for do waiting and waiting. For look at the areas they wouldn't get for go employ, the ideas them, so they will able to go before. And thanks very much for giving the platform. Let us continue for bless the country.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
You're most welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to say thanks to Usfriend and to Dr. Aissatou Kakejalo and Usman Toli. We did talk about the Millennium Challenge Corporation, then Scorecard. We passed 13 out of the 20 scorecard indicators then. Last year, we get 79%. This year, we get 81%. Maybe last year, be understand how the rating they go as as you get the understanding now, or maybe you get them last year, you just refresh your mind how the grading they go and all the things then they. But I don't make we able for listen to the CEO when Nde Komoma waiting again for explain to we about how this Scorecard come about, how waiting and the lookout, waiting and not the lookout, and all those things, and waiting the government, they anticipate, waiting we as a country really want for gain out of this particular Scorecard. Yes, caller, are you live on air? Your name and who side the call from, please?
Hello?
Yes, are you there live on air? Your name and who side the call from?
Yeah. The call from government give a nice course, but we get plenty things in other country the way government for do more and we the people of Sierra Leone, because government business is not easy until we all come to board with the private sector and the government way they deal with the public sector. Go make things go before go make this fiscal policy where they try for talk about where we say the revenue and the expenditure. We know the government get for spend, although sometimes they get them they go unnecessary spending we no call for, while say the revenue where they get through the businesses where they take on at the country is very small. Because you know more the name, a million, but very small compared to the economy in Salon. Because government, like the Millennium Goal talk and say, the way for create a business is very hard. Government for pull, this is not a thing for ID again. No, let them pull every now internet business day. Advert say, now so you go, we will open business, you go meet this man, you go meet Mr. A, Mr. B. Period. You get the money when you set up, then put everything, not to think wait for I pass, you go meet. No, they say for yourself, you browse, say, I open business and sell, what I need for do. You go through the process and do your business, we be say, then they give government money. Government, even the parts of the world where they so government they give us in work. They just create the enabling of environment. Waiting at the enabling environment, we be say they for give light to people. We be say they for faith day from 19 almost so no you get stable light in this country. Why? Water, we get water. Look, almost rain can come during season. We no able make use of them water the way they pour. It's very shameful as a country. Although yes. Now they call it all the African countries then would do on that, but at least Salon too small, 7 million people, almost to 8 million. For those who suffer, then can suffer that day for water. No, you no call for. It's very simple. Get rivers the way they run. Government the money we they get. Look, okay, we want go trust loan. Look, go trust loan. Say, do who they can't trust this loan for water. Purely, they find the shatter, they know what are how would they upgrade water. Almost ton water need for free ton for all the streets there. They know that they almost have a surplus. We go trust that money, they want to solve that problem there, man. All no with man country no day. Whether it be now, sober, we be say they Europe side, some they not sober, some country we see that they Europe country there. But they get light. Every day they see light. Every day the girl who see open it up, like it inside up 10 story, you see the water they run with full force. Not to nothing. Now government for do that thing, they say, borrow solve this water problem once and for all, we forget water. We all need for the fiscal policy, we go they need for talk to the people, individuals, although the Sierra Leone people are not in that habit for invest. Most of we all out here, but we need to think of how for go do business na Salon. And how we do business, you self again, the government again, young people again, because they employ people. But we all know get that habit. And how we do business, and at the country now, nine would get money. Nine the government collect money. Now they will not tell you like. And we get some business where they do like them marketable. Now with this country that whole day. The leader and behave like say that they travel. They know all activity they go on there with man consider. But the way we go implement a simple thing. For example, like what I can say human rights, where people look where they begin coffee. We post then as stick begin bitter like dog. Why? No. Yeah, with man tell you say no go na straight. All man get ID card. And then government for try. Give every individual, even the born at they forget ID card, they sacrifice and they for renewal and now possible go pay renewal. We commit problem. We know some 500,000 fine you get. It doesn't come by you say inflation has hit, so pay no for kind of it, you for pay 150 in 1 month's time. Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, caller, ID live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
This is still the call from Maryland.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you for giving me the platform.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to give them kudos to this report, but from your side, what do you think say what you for do, what for reflect this scorecard? Now, the thing we talked about yesterday, continuous sustainability of lights in the country. Then they go boost the scorecard by 100%. You know, with the things the way people actually need in the country, not to waiting they need, because look like this scorecard is for them. Now, so many thinkers say, now for themselves, they make this scorecard here. But the ordinary people right now, then they go strenuous circumstances in terms of getting pure water to drink, getting sustainable lights, basic food. I mean, all those stuff are what makes the country for be boost, for let them boost the country. But this scorecard, I'm not saying the more based on school because of the free education stuff, but still, look at the schools there. School and no renovate. Not just for they get money for go build Muslim border school or stuff like that. I mean, if they want boost them back for school business, let them make sure say all the schools in the country they up to standard. I mean, things that they would for don't do, we will reflect this scorecard. I don't know how in the base this year, but don't take overseas. You understand? Even if they don't get this scorecard, you understand? Look at the basic need. People they get basic need. They get lights there. They get water. I mean, they think they now will need the country. Now they don't go. They don't go back. They don't go commission. Say they go make the airport. You see the picture they put for the airport. I mean, is this government? It's all about commissioning stuff and without doing nothing. Then yesterday get 8.9% or 3,200%. Now the scorecard. Scorecard not for be like that. Scorecard for go according to the people in the country. If they strain, if they live comfortably. But I mean, you need to give somebody a report card because it's spy. You get 100%. You say, hey, if you cannot get 100%, look what you do. Therefore, look for what you do. How you doing things in the class. Say you get 100%. Me, if I get for talking about do a big papa government, you understand? This scorecard wouldn't get so for boost them, let them give it sustainable life to the country. Let them give people them pure drinking water, let water day. Still from they don't lock. So right now, it's easy enough for every household forget water inside the compound. Simple as that. Every house forget water inside the compound because the street pump don't lock. Then basic food, let cheap the country, let come. Now, how do you know what for talk? You are the Papa government. They listen to that. Forget about the scorecard right now. Not glad for the scorecard. Make the people enjoy the country. Light, water, all the basic food and now, I don't know. Thank you very much, people.
Thank you very much, Sila. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, caller ID live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
I'm Lawrence Fox in a saloon. I call from London.
3 minutes, sir.
Yes, boss. Don't look at it in quick, boss. People, look at it. The government the government now integrating itself. So where government integrating itself, it thinks they say it will pass. It will obviously say pass. And then they grade themselves. Now one of the things they now look at. So I make a look at the test scorecard and they say serious. Stand there. Now one of the things. And then look at the other parameters what they look at. Then they use other countries. So the other countries they don't do well. So we maintain, we pass. Is that serious? The number 3 indicates when they look at dynamic and quick. Yeah, they failed. Totally they failed. Because the basic life of people now for create job. If you cannot give the people job, You don't create job for make the environment. We don't talk about this environment stay. People, you know that Lawrence Fox, I talk about this environment every day. The environment is not conducive for investors to come. And when the investors are not there, they don't create job for the people. So if the people don't get job, then they don't get life. Then all the other things are not going to be added to. They're not going to get water. Cannot say if they don't get job, they're not going to pay for water supply. Because if you talk about water supply, when government want to get sustainable water, the people will be employed. That's some of the things. If you want to get electricity, the people will be employed. If you want to get anything, then they foreign investor for kind side. And they want put they put so. Then the people that get for health and strength. Look at the picking and they die of early age. The picking don't get food. The picking and they die of early age is a disgrace to the government. Then the government is not even effective. So don't give a lot say, all that when they say that they pass now, so we took a time to preach about at the end of the day. Because they reflect to the people in lives. The people in life wait for involved say the people that forget job. The people in life wait for busy and forget water. The people in life wait for busy and forget electricity. People in life wait say them the education where they talk about school fee, they never pay school fee, look picking and they sit on a gone. And don't gone. So how are you saying you're passing? That's a important question, yeah. So it's a joke, The whole thing is a joke. Therefore they can't play joke with people in life and their livelihood. People are poor, people are suffering. The economy is in a mess. The economy is the people are being deprived. So this Scorecard, look at anti-corruption, they talk about anti-corruption, 81%. What are they talking about? We get Alpha Team with arrest business, 15 count charges now, zero case we bank for that win. So it's just a perception. Therefore the PC people, it's a perception, an ideology within the key. They get at the with the anti-corruption, people that don't pay 14 million, then they look and say they don't pass. Allah is a joke, Tripoli. Anyway, happy birthday to you, Tripoli. Don't forget that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the job well done. I wish you life and I'll get that call and have a chance here. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, caller, ID live on here. Your name and who side call from, please.
You talk to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first, happy birthday to you, man.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so this report, the first, you say then according to the report, then 13 over 20.
Yeah, now 20 indicators, we passed 13.
We passed 13. So then 13 that then pass. How then correct them data then they for determining that then pass. Now the government supply them the data.
Some now government supply, yes.
Some.
Yeah.
Probably most of them.
Yeah.
So basically, now the government data now they use for determining whether they pass or fail. So in other words, you can say garbage in, garbage out. Within the government supply them, now they use. So if the government supply them, give them, and then your data will work in their favor, now they go for use. So there's question mark for me on that report. Because if you look at the balance when they fail, you know, and the government supply them those data. Now, other statistics or whatever they use to determine their failures, then they. So those that they hear reports, but those ones where they pass, there is question mark as far as I'm concerned. And this water issue, you know, is very important and a serious issue in the country, but it's going to be a bit difficult, you know, somehow because to overhaul the water system in Salon and therefore get rid of all them pipes and them pipes that they run from like Babadori, the regions, then pipes and they from the 1940s. The iron pipes and people they talk about corrosion and then lead poisoning and things. So, you know, I don't know how to go for them, but at least they for start somewhere, you know. So whether they know finish and not in time or not, the other one will continue. Now that then for don't they do in that country, they will then they start, do something, with the other one can and continue and finish on, but they just don't know more, you know, when election come, election time they come, nothing they want to say that they do project and start building buffer, you know. So that's my contribution, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, caller ID live on here. Your name and who side you call from, please. Yes, caller on WhatsApp. You're live on here.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, you're live on here. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah. Yeah, PSG from Paris.
PSG, get 3 minutes, sir. What's in your contribution?
Okay, first and foremost, happy birthday.
Thank you very much, sir.
More 100 years to come.
Yeah.
Let God guide and protect you. Yeah,
Thank you.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
God go answer. Don't listen. It's fine really, but what they say, they can't know all the panels they talk on. This light business is very important. Let them work on that at least. Other factors are very important. Roads, health, all that thing. But the light, they are the most important thing. Because light day, the country will light up, but good thing will they carry on there. Even the challenges we get, we all get, we know say at least 60 or 70%, at least we don't succeed on that. Yeah, so now so me to look at them. Yeah, make them continue the good job. But for me now, I give them 5% first out of 100. Let them continue. Don't get the light at least. Because like when the other panels been talk about that boom and then try work on the way they see second phase or third phase, don't know how they talk them. We go there, hydro them, they will get something like that, carry my back. When they tell you about the hydro DD, then they got another what they call big Congo. When we talk about, then the one if you able put them on, you will find really at least. You see, the way it talks about, because yesterday I know if not yesterday I watch AYV, where would they see the pay some money, the way some the way they say they take, or lots of people in there say no take nothing. So at least when a day, if I let them put on at the side, we will be very important for the country. We will say the past to the Siam. They let go make back then at least let the attitude change, the attitude and change, let it take place, let them change because one thing the problem we get in that country and the Soria to not get to. For two things about we. They forget the Soria for the country, and they forget the country. Yeah, we like the country, we will fall. Because he will do something, say well, this one do not for me in pocket, not for me in picking there. But for the country, where foreigner come, where somebody can come, you see the country if I talk good about day, now you say if you don't come on good. But not know where money can, you hold like my pocket. Then at least where somebody can be laughing and so and so. You see, like an example. The last time we get small teacher, I talk with her, what he tell me? That's what will happen. He say, later want to say we country personal they can and it's in play with man. So let country personal and true. See fine. We let the country we want good thing for you want anything and fine thing for the country. So we go before. But we know the country, you don't put at force. So don't follow the force. The way they can make you talk always. Now so if for be. You see, so we still tell them, may they continue the good job on this light. This light a big fight. Yes, let's be a big fight like when you gonna feel for play. You say this give me for winner. Yes. No matter what or me, this give me if for now win game for me. So let fight this lighting business. Let be seen na top priority, na top thing now, where they for succeed panel. From then now they will turn power that thing. The education side, alhamdulillah, really was electro. They don't try panel. But they say they fight and let be a battle. All hands on deck. The president said, no, relent. Me watch it, man, then talk to them, and so they'll make manifesto who want. See them now. Then we need we. Now, we need them for long put the country forget, let us see good things. Let us people then live a good life. Yes, thank you for need wait for election. When do the good job, at least now easy will cover for them. They're not going for campaign safe again. We do plenty of office we talk about so every day now we talk every day. Wait. This thing we put on our back. You're not going to come again talk to you again. Say I don't agree back. No, now we on our back. Them more camp and tap. You see? So I know contribution and let God make them continue, let them God change them, let them the whole heart, let them do this. So then well done. Thank you very much for giving the platform.
Thank you very much, PSG.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, caller, live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Yes, good evening. This is Nancy, the call from US.
Yes, Nancy, get 3 minutes, ma.
Yeah, I just want to wish you happy birthday first. Let God give long life and well body.
Thank you.
And wish commissioner, they give them 0.1% until I see they really do something where we say is sustainable, where we say whoever can sit down safe in order for touch that area, they will focus on something else. Then I will clap and give a reasonable percentage. But for now, since then just the commission force, we not see anything done yet. Well, as they say, failing to plan is planning to fail. So maybe there's still a plan. 3 years now, they're still planning. We hope for results. And as for the ministers, them, we they look at una, we they watch una, and we know say, na among una, then get for choose. After this president don't go, President Madabio don't go, na among una na a recycling thing. Na among una then get for choose, would I get for be the flag bearer, we get for stand for election again for SLPP. And therefore, we they watch una and we get for where una based on what you una do. Not so based on una degree. Now we look for degree again because we don't find out say the degree them then just the bogus, just can't talk big talk, tell people then say where you talk the right thing and say I will show you who that be, then go put you in a tight place. We they look for people of substance, people that we get the people them at heart and the country at heart. When are patriotic people them, now then kind people then qualities and they will look at right now. So we they watch now all be Minister of Energy, Minister of Education, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Land, Water, and everybody will all position at that country there right now. We they watch now. If you know say you get now you mind, now you heart for say tomorrow you get for stand for election for lead that country there. We they way una based on what you una they do right now. When the time reach, we they look at the scale. We they watch una, what you una don't do because what you una they do right now, na una get for campaign on tomorrow. You know, go tell we say we not been beg any of una for say can't be this. Now you come out, you say you want for be the minister of this, minister of that, and therefore Lord we put you there. Now that you don't sit down there, you say able for carry the mantle, and then at the end of the day, we all they expect a good result. Which you don't do because at the end of the day, then they allocate money. We Sierra Leoneans, we know say, then they do budgeting, then they allocate money for all the areas, then they will in a whole position. So that money they will then give you. If you're not Minister of Energy, make sure say you deliver the lights to the people then. Sustainable light will be say people they not go suffer again. If you're not Minister of Water, we know say then they give you what is safe because that will be your job. For give the amount of money you need for fix the water system at the country. I'm sure if you do them right, then go give you the funding. And if you then give you the funding, you need for deliver. So each and every one of una right now we sit down. We Sierra Leoneans them. I just want to let una know say we dey watch una. And tomorrow you go can't up for campaign say I want una vote for me for make I be president. Now this now they put before una. The results of what you una be don't do. Because we know now with the watch, we know one let person go sit down there again, you go do the same thing, and we not go take any more recycling. If you do well, then we go talk am. If you do bad, we go talk am again. We not go stop, we not go tire. We go criticize, we say need for be criticized. And we they beg this Mr. President, make you look, please. Whatever problem where they around you, look you surround you, look the one they always choose what then they do and monitor. Basically, you did it for as a supervisor, you get for watch each and every one of them. Would I no fit for do it? No, they do what it's supposed to do. No afraid for pull and day. Then put you under for a reason. This now your legacy. Una all now una legacy. If you wanna do I'm right, we go talk about una in the future and then say usai blind man them boku why person go be the king. So it's up to una. The ball then una court right now. It's up to una if una want for score or una want for play around with her. So me not no more get for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, caller, you live on here. You name and also the call from, please.
Hey, Triple A, me.
Yes, sir. Now you say about your background, I look loud past you.
Sorry, at the inside store. You hearing me now?
Yes, carry on, sir. You get 3 minutes.
Sorry, Pa. You know, I listened this morning to 98.1.
I'll listen to the Minister of Information, then I'll listen to the lady when I'm in charge of, God. The Minister of Information, I don't know why they continue for the caller guy for letting the talk. That guy did not need for the talk to me. He don't need for the talk to me. We don't need them. He not sabi talk, he don't know waiting for talk, he not get nothing for talk to me. This scorecard na rubbish. This scorecard is just tell the quoting be happen with that same minister when I even go tell Beyonce that what's the company name self? The cable company. Yes, because Bio go sit down at parliament, it tell the Sierra Leone people and say the company they make money. Only 3 or 4 months later, in the same minister go back say that company they don't feel woefully. If they not give them a CPR, it go pass away. Now the same thing that will bring that young man ask and say, well, which one are true? The president tell me this, you tell me this. Now the same thing with the CISO with this scorecard. That Mr. Sean we come on here. I mean we say support in America now. We need for no side department here they. Long we go talk to them people because that man they kind of future and they reach 1 weekly, 9 commodity. Then they go send scorecard like that. But me and look the sufferness. We get children hospital. And they say, look what's in the scorecard. Say that means they don't know what they talk about. We picking in the die like couldn't they die so. How many picking and now don't contribute money for? The one for another motorcycle, the one who been get that Mariama Pico been get that big 2 months and back plus the one with me for the way I'm walking back. It's all over the place. Now Eastern Melbourne, go work on a cottage. And she said that area didn't day, go work on a cottage. Go make it go at the Gona cottage. Let you go see her picking in the struggle. Because then Bobo just died. Then this lady they can't sit down, they talk like say we for celebrate. Celebrate what? Celebrate what? Waiting for celebrate. Celebrate die. Celebrate poverty. Celebrate malnutrition. Celebrate infant mortality. We celebrate waiting. We not get water. And Salona, the only country now for me, I'm going to say that look how Ethiopia they do so well with their dam. They will say we're not compare with Ethiopia. Why? We get the same minerals, and maybe they just get population past week. They have got their own problem. But sometimes they can stay focused. This guy no focus. Then again guy no focus. What they don't do with all the money they get? We all know how much money we don't carry inside since the corona. When somebody talked about that this morning during the Facebook message them, where they asking the minister, they say, will they talk what you don't know about? Because then we don't talk, say, I don't know which constitution or which regulation, then we don't talk, say, let them wait. Let them wait until when the corona done. Then they go sit down now and check what that money they and then he audit. But for now, let them not audit. Now the reason that we make the Attorney General say let Auditor General not bother the hate, let them left them first. What kind of nonsense talking the lady? I don't know what side this lady fully is talking. We get poor. They score we really poor into child health. Then you go into financial fiscal responsibility. I studied a little bit economics, but may not get a degree on economics. But I know say when they talk about financial responsibility, we know say how you get and how you spend. Not about in the trial for tell we say now about revenue collection. No, not to talk about revenue. Then they collect the revenue. Not here we also don't try to with the area over and over with not combat or NRA. They cut most how much money they collect. So then they collect the money, but they don't tell you what they do with her. We don't see any improvement of what they do with her. This guy come in, Madabio, he hire niece, nephew, uncle, everybody. Soon, when I want to tell you, then go for pass budget, for low they pay for the dog them, then work for the dog them, then picking the dog them, even do how they work out, then picking the dog them and it. We go for the pay for them. Because all the money out of the collector, and so they put up to a payroll. They just hire anybody anywhere. Then they can't tell you happy for what? What do we get? 80-something%. The guy no can, he can't affect and then reach the 3 days. Then it goes scared rubbish like this. We all know what they have put anti-corruption. When anti-corruption don't ever go after anybody like this present government, where their name don't they come up. Okay, if now light in the life and the name don't they come up, do the effort, go investigate. And then they do them. Instead the guy can't tell you say, oh, we not see nothing, but let opposition them come up. You see how they did. Now that's all, my brother. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Omar. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller ID live on here. Your name and who side you call from, please.
Yeah, I'm Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get the platform, sir. 3 minutes.
Well, as one man don't talk, we not go stop for talk. Because me no say to my own perception, they totally fail. There's no way them say they make the scorecard and they fix them. Okay? Now they fix them. The one where the World Bank do not see the fail where fail them. They not do well there. This one, now they fix them. Forgive themselves. But it's just that they don't want to give themselves 20/20 because if they for me give themselves 20/20, like people there for me raise suspicions. Let us okay, let's just do 13/7. So let them not say yes, we don't do well, at least we pass more. Then like barely pass. Because we not say the major thing the way they for do, they know they do them. They know they do that. How long will they talk about light? How long will they talk about this? Will they talk? I will still continue for talk. That lady, they kind of say, we will pass Ivory. The Ivory Coast don't advance past way per light business. Guinea, that, why didn't they say those for celebrate over by rubbish? Huh? They need for to do something. Except this present government need for to do something. They don't talk. They don't talk. Let them do their delivery now. Now the year of delivery now. 1 month, 20 days, then don't left, 21 days don't left. So the year they round will not see no delivery yet. Why they not go deliver something? Let we know. Let them start and say yes. The light will don't begin to work on that. We don't cancel the contract with the ship. We don't find solution, permanent solution. Then we want to see. Not to Boku talk. As Nancy said, we didn't watch them. And the salon politics, they advance now. And they advance to the sense that if you know they do well, no above say he left for comeback, then let us see example already. We don't tire with this thing. We want to see at least small, just small. Start small. Lord, we not say yes. The people, as I may say, if we begin getting things and they like, especially that light, it don't solve 60% of the problem. Because that 60% it touch Boku side where they make the local man in life self they improve. It make the local person self they improve. It make the local business man self it go hire 2-3% where you go put say go sell for me or go to one make this go sell it for me because light day. It go make people they go to buy machine for bakery, where you go to open so that oven, the electric oven there. Where you go to buy one and I load that inside container, you go to you go to produce large bread. You not go to suffer, you get bread mix, you want where they mix the dough. You get all that thing and there. So this scored a totally failure to them. To me now they fix up. Because look the one where World Bank don't fail them per own already. So you go can't tell me say they pass 30%. What does that mean? With the major thing that where the common people that they cry for in that country they not get that. When there's 3 basic things that there, water, light, and good road or health care. You can put just water, light, and health care, good health care. Then 3 basic things there. Now they cry for. We don't say no even build a bridge. No build, don't forget about that. The lady mentioned one key thing, priority. Some priority they did for put that. Some major thing they did. Something in the salon, na long time investment, long time achievement. like the bridge. This is a long time. We don't need them. For now. To me, we don't need them. From West Sierra Leone, we don't cross Lunga and back. We don't complain. Then 2, 3 basic things there. Let us just do it for we no more. The light, the water, and good health care. Now we see how our country is not going to improve. We don't do that much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Yes, caller ID live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Hello, Triple A.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. You get 3 minutes.
I want to ask, until they say Mr. Kande Yumkela na man of energy, they're not going to use this man like help people and this light business. If they put him behind this scandal, he says if he go better, they say he go bring a young idea because we don't know. We mean the more during election say na Kande Yumkela na go help for make Rwanda don't be today like today. This man like we own brother, they're not going to use and now make it help for country. Let people that left for suffer. Can Mr. Skipole last month I lost a niece we died. 29 years. He go born. He died left in Peking. Now, so I got somebody who I talked to last week. Now they say the man died of heart attack. Any telephone call where they get from salon. Now it's contact. Because you don't know who the next. They help people like this lights. Make Mother Bio use Dr. Kanya Yunkela. Let help and this lights. Make who country. They call the man of energy. Make who not waste them to take time can go. For why they go through, get it blackout problem. The mama can just put the matches in pockets. Where lights can go off. He said, look, the matches now. The mama don't die now. 26 years. We still have this same lights problem. They are on a big matter for let use Dr. Kanda Yumkela, make them solve this lights problem. If lights problem solved out alone, we go blow for send money. We save now already also. They cannot send money to pay a candidate tomorrow. I pass and give me picking again. They're not going to have responsibility. Then I will no more, and they will come and make we know how we left us. So that's no matter for stay.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't get much for say because we've been dealing with this over and over and over and over. The little way I get for say, I just want to make we pay attention. When I be they play the clip, I ask we for pay attention. I be they stop in certain areas them, and I ask we say, please pay attention. You know what you do? Because even when myself be listen this morning on 98.1, I be get for listen attentively so that I not go miss something. Why? Because waiting Triple A find out. I make you know this, so I might be wrong. That's fine, but it's my opinion. Waiting me find out. All along we don't they call for the government of Sierra Leone for help and light business, for help by the water business. Waiting make them know they do am. Waiting make them know they do am. Now because then they hope for this MCC for give them money, because right now then they're at the threshold of $44 million. When the CEO be the talk, he say it's possible because look, Ivory Coast then give them 100 and almost million. He call out on the back and give them almost 100 and almost million. So they want left them in a deplorable condition so that whenever, because he say based on, he say na MCC na then get for pinpoint who side and feel say for make the things them better. So me want for feel say na make they do nothing for push the lights business. That's so me feel. Na my opinion. But they do nothing for push the light business because waiting no, then they hope say they don't pass them wire, then they reach at a certain level because right now just the threshold and they. But if when they don't pass because they don't get this kind of a percentage, when they go up, now when MCC they come back for can look, you go say okay, now we know say we need light. Well, because of the light, we they pump almost $100 million. But do we have to wait? Do we have to suffer? Say the same way MCC Ingo feel say, well, definitely these people and they don't suffer for light business, they will step in. The bigger pan we, the donor driven dependency pan we. Like we know they see nothing where we go able do for we safe. But everything we hiding at it, they watch other they bring come for we. I feel say that's the problem here. And then I feel. See, now make they know they give for touch, they give for do better. Now the areas them. Because then one and they make waiting do, then they look we say we in a poor country. Then they look we say, oh, they want they need help. Because waiting do, they not get light, you know, the people and they cry for light. As they cry for light, now so self themselves go they try for say, oh, and this, not to make them go sign for ship 5 years, not to they go sign for ship for. Yesterday I talk and I said, because of that 5 years, me don't know say now, for the next 5, then not to emergency that one day. For sign for ship for 5 years for the supply we water, that's not an emergency. Then it don't be now a permanent solution for the next 5 years. So what's next? So now, we don't get a good number according to the books, not reflecting in the lives of the citizen. But if not according to the books, we don't get the number. We wait. Make we see waiting this number we don't get good way and say we all for glad for. Make we see what they bring come. Because me, I want for Phil to say that's the reason why they are neglecting these areas. So that it go look poorly, so that somebody, World Bank or these other people, then go come, then go can't step in. You think say they don't know how for fix her? You think say they don't know how for get a sober contract for come and give you hydro and all these things? You feel so? No, they know. They know how to do it. But me want for feel say, then they hope say, then go knock one big thing. Then go knock one big one, so that when the big money go come, then they go say, well, you see, we don't, hey, bo, na so? I say, now waiting me think. Based on waiting I hear this morning. I don't play some of the one the way I be tell you say back, pay attention. We have to stop them. Say pay attention. I tell you, you know what to do? Because if you look at ping like how we can talk. On that day, that's why then they try for just they make a like how then they make a so. They make a like how then they make a so. Because they don't want to do it. Then they wait for World Bank now, IMF now, MCC now, this bank, Indian bank now, South Korea bank now, any kind bank now, we go come. Now they wait for. We not able to take nothing for we save. This particular administration come, the first 3 months, then be the knock and chest, then they boast. Say they know they lent, they know they do nothing. From other side, say go take. No, now waiting then they make 9 they take pay. But after that, when last year, he didn't talk about it again. When last? When last year, they say that thing when you not go for do na maridos tomorrow, not begin until today. That's what they can tell we. They say that thing you not go for do tomorrow, not begin until today, because if you don't begin until today, tomorrow now we begin, the woman or the man say, it don't change. Yesterday, na so it be they do today. So now they give them back. Because as them be can, and then be they tell we say, na so don't get that, na so don't give. Na so don't get that, na so don't pay. Na so don't get that, na so don't pay. Now we reach to the extent now, they say, okay, what's una get that for COVID-19? They say, una wait. Una wait for stay COVID-19 done. Now we go able for tell una. You they pay attention? You really they see how this thing they go? Please. It's I don't know how for put on. If you ask the previous administration, if them be filthy, then go lost the last election. If them be the dream and safe, that person wake. It talk say, a dream say, we lost, APC lost it. Then they lick can serious slap. Lay count they say because waiting do, na dream. Sometimes you know normal, make it count too. But what happen? They are not there anymore. Whatever we are doing here, we try for bring the government attention to the things them we until then a party with China, then fet stay, they not be able. Then wire back come. Then say they get the pressure. Yes, I know say there are some negative things on social media. I understand that. But not everything on social media is negative. What should they do now is not negativity. So me, I will talk for myself. What is say I network they do now, not to anything negative. But for hold the foot to fire of government officials them, we know they do correct thing for deliver, for waiting at the promise where the president in be don't make. Now yeah, we be talk say, you remember, I played it on here, the Minister of Information, where then be the try for ask, I say, he say na President Bill, and the people of Sierra Leone give mandate, make them go ask President Bill, make them no ask her nothing. He said it here. Now so he say make we go ask President Bill. But when election time they come, now we go plan for them. Make we remind them what he be talking now. But why are we saying this? For now, then go the feel say, oh, them people there, then just stay against. And also a lot of people where na sympathizers or supporters of this present administration, where then go they say, no, one great talk no every day. Now this one great light water, one great light water, one great like all that thing no dey for talk. Yes, all that thing no dey for talk. The lights day, the water day, no. Oh, but when they talk like for say inside 30 months or inside 2 years, 24 months, then go able for fix them. No. But let me see you doing something. Last say you they make the effort for fix. And one for say you they go sign contract with ship for 5 years, where then they don't try for tell me already say you are not ready. You know ready? Woman from Minneapolis he say this scorecard greatly underscored the importance of encouraging people to invest in a salon. He say for encourage sustainable income generation instead of embarking on higher taxes where they discourage more people for take part in expanding Sierra Leone economic growth. Yeah? If we fix water, road, electricity, he said, what else go do for government for do for its citizen? He said, so we go forever suffer. Yeah? That's another text we come in. Now the bigger. The dependency on donors. So the main one way we for put foot pan. Now we know they do. We no want. Because we just wait one day. Make IMF or World Bank come out say, you know what thing? How much soon I need for make this light? Now they wait for. But we get them big and bump talk them. Now we get. Sierra Leone. Now the one game country we will get. And I always they say now, if you're not sympathizer, if you're not a supporter, you don't think say we need light, water, and good electricity, healthcare, road? You don't think so? Or you say one for say, you know it's in make we wait first. When? Every day, na +1. Every day, na -1. Every day, na +1. Every day, na -1. Na dan day we for try for no. Na plus and na minus. It depends on who side you go. If you know, so you get a destination, you dey count towards, you dey say na plus. If you know, so you get a destination, you dey deduct. Now minus. Eh? So waiting now. Well, instead of we all forget one voice, no, we are not. How do you want the way they up there go really no say it the money way they don't here? How? How? When somebody talk, we just ready for point finger para say na they want them day. A big, dear. A big. Let we all say Leone, next thing at the country we will get. We they wait because now then they anticipate say this one will for Glady for, where some people not agree for Glady. Then they anticipate say, you know what's in when this scorecard don't give you this good number, waiting go get for happen. We go get for get more money. And sometimes that money they go towards the lights. Or it go bump because then they pay this water business. It go towards the water. Now Holland now they wait for now. So waiting them for do. They already don't say, make the ship ready for 5 years. Make it hang on the water. Healthcare. Then pass some, like say, child healthcare. Then pass who fail amu. Then they don't look and say them pass. They say who pass corruption. Picking then they die. With human capital, wait for be somebody tomorrow. Not there anymore. Waiting for kill them. Waiting not for kill them. And they kill them. It's not there anymore. Not at all. God help us. Yeah? That's how they left until today. And so for Glady. Yay! And they clap, hey, we don't win. Yes, we don't get 1%. We should be happy. If they come with investment. Oh. Would they fool yourself? Sustainable electricity. The previous government will nothing. When we're talking about electricity, when we talk about road, we are talking about sustainability. When it did it tomorrow, it get for Didi. Next tomorrow, it get for Didi. Would have for do the maintenance, continue for do maintenance, so you go team up better one. That's what we're talking about. Sustainability. May God help you. Go there back tomorrow. Yeah? Not stressful. Not at all. Only one they will say, then get gift for me. They cannot go and not reach that side. All the one them will text me say, hey, AAA will not be no, so how we go get the gift? I need deny gift too. But we go left that one day for the 5th of December. Make I tell you now. The 5th of December, now the first Saturday in December. The first Saturday in December. All who are getting gift, make it save them for that day. Because I get big announcement that day. If you know so you get gift today, it be small Adam. First Saturday in December. Now they make that announcement day. Would I get for use Zelle now? Would I get for use Cash App now? Any kind way. Any and everything is accepted. But to the left hand for first Saturday in December. And that is the last thing. Say, no, you don't ship your own gifts, go free tongue. Okay. But first Saturday in December, the 5th. I go to remind where else they go. And that did it. Now we all, the Cash App go there available, the Zelle go there available for send you the Christmas you now, the birthday now, everything. First Saturday in December. Yeah? So una always be the ask. And be tell una say make una listen no more. I go make the announcement. When I the announcement that one day. Même so be safa say make a pin the Cash App. No, just left and so no more. First Saturday now they pin them. Jacqueline, Remy, Obadan say if I dey married, No, na first Saturday. Who won't know? You still get the money from now. If you save for $1 every day, to that thing, we don't get small thing. Also, but we go there back tomorrow anyway. Michael said the election over. It's in America. Oh, who knows say there's president elect? Yeah, même so that answer Jacqueline already. Thank you. We go there tomorrow. First day. First day. Something get for happen. But we go know. No left and so forth no more. Because we might take catch, but I keep on for Saturday. I keep on for Saturday. No left here.